Hello everyone, welcome to Kevin Officer. This is Rizan, this is our daily sports show. We talk about all kinds of sports here. Today we have a focus subject before we go to talk about the games that happened yesterday and the games that will be today and the excitement of them. And it's Real Madrid situation. It's a weird situation, but not very rare. I'm a United fan, so I I did deal with rumors about players going against the head coach, playing bad games to get him fired. Different coaches. Manager favorited them versus the head coach, and the power play they had, the compromises managers had to do, the influence they had because of their price, because of their favoritism of the fans, because of lots of other stuff. But Real Madrid is dealing with this, and I normally don't talk about these things. I don't talk about this in my channel because it's just rumors and stuff. But this one is confirmed. A lot of players talked about it. Valverde talked about it, indirectly saying that we're now more united than ever. So it shows that there were some differences. Mbappe talked about it in an indirect way. Xabi Alonso kind of talked about it, and a lot of news and everywhere, even giving the list of players of who are against the Xabi Alonso and his way of management. So now we're talking about it because it's kind of confirmed. It's kind of like we can see this more clearly, and there are enough talk about it to give you the ground to go forward and understand what's going on. It's not just rumors anymore. And there are two groups that, let's call one loyalist, I just call them, and the other one freedom fighters, which we got from United players like Sancho, Rashford, and others. Uh, so the loyalists are Mbappe, Courtois, Goulart, and a few others. So they're getting good playing times. They're becoming better and better under Xabi Alonso, and they always cherished hard work for the club. And the freedom fighters, of course, it's Vini on the top, Valverde, Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, Endrick, and Mendy. So uh, these players, and in some places I saw Bellingham in the loyalist part, in some in the freedom fighters part. I don't know about him. Nonetheless, these players had problems at, I think, in the peak of it maybe was where in the El Clasico, Vinny crashed out at Xavi Alonso. They had the talk. He apologized later, but it seems it went deeper. And now what? Of course, they had some talks this week. The thing was that when it became deeper, the quality of the games they were playing went insanely low. They were in bad form, bad situation, and of course, Vinny was playing super bad, and all the others. Even the loyalists were playing some bad, like Mbappe. So you can't just say it was just him, but the whole game, it seems Real Madrid was playing worse, increased the thoughts of maybe they just want to get rid of Xabi Alonso. And now that the talk are there and the unity is back, Vinny did one of the best game, not one of the best game he did all season. Um, though it can be seen as his heart is again in the game, or he doesn't want to get rid of the coach, or the coach compromised a little bit because the way they were playing, it was that they weren't pressing high that much anymore. So it was a bit of counter attack, a bit of space which Vinny Jr. and Mbappe love and thrive in. Um, so it's not the Xabi Alonso way. He prefers a bit more position. He's not like Ancelotti. Um, and speaking of Ancelotti, some of the differences came in when Ancelotti, I think he spoiled these players. Um, they said about they could go vacations and be free if they had 3 days off, uh, and a lot of like things he was going easy on them, and Joey Alonso isn't, and want to put more analysis of the other team games and stuff, and more training always available, and they don't like that. The other thing is that, I mean, if you look it from the players' side, is that these players won Champions League once or twice, uh, just being who they were and under Angelotti and just chilling and winning. And now someone is coming up and says, "Oh, you should work way harder to achieve such things." And so yeah, it's like if you study 1 hour for an exam and get the pass result, or I don't know, B or whatever that you wanted, and a new teacher shows up and says, "Oh, you have to study 3 days for the same result." Um, you wouldn't like that. The thing is that, uh, for in if I want to be honest and just say my part is that you shouldn't forget that Benzema, Modric, Cruz of the old generation were there with that mentality, and you could just be yourself. Yeah, it's like in those projects that there are a few disciplined students. I mean, you went to a school or university, most of you who are watching this, hopefully, especially a school, but you were in the projects and you know like how it works and how it goes. So it was more like you have a few students working the hard and discipline and on time. And of course, you can be that one, two student who can be more creative and freedom. But it's my opinion that it will not work if those players and those students are out of that group. Then someone else should stand up and be at it. You can't continue this way. Um, this is the situation. I feel like the Real players, some of them are real egoistic because of Real Madrid fans and Real Madrid's managers and high level bureaucracy, and they say, "Oh, you deserve a Ballon d'Or. You're the best defender." And when they like tell them, you're the best talent, like Endrick in Brazil, or he's from Brazil, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think you should come here and whatever, whatever. And it just makes you too egoistic to think that you deserve to work hard. But also, so now the situation is that it seemed, or it said, that press came in, gave them an ultimatum that, okay, you have problem with the manager, you can F up the whole thing. It's Real Madrid. Like, we will not lose the top to Barcelona this easy just because you're not happy to have a few more trainings or analysis of the games, or you don't like the way he coaches. It's not how it works in Real Madrid. Um, and maybe some promises, maybe some compromises, maybe some talking between them. And it seems now a new unity, but again, if I want to be honest, I did predict some stuff wrong this season and some stuff right that I will talk about today. Yeah, I have some stuff to be proud, but I don't think this is a unity that lasts. Like the first problem they reach, the first El Clasico, the first that they lose, or if they lose, but or the first game that doesn't work, or the first thing the players will go, because you're having issues with the way the coach works and the form of the way of his play is simple. He wanted to, if he changes the whole way to something completely different, then it's not his. So maybe bring another manager. And if he doesn't change that, and you tolerate it, the first thing goes wrong and you can go against that coach, you go. These people go. They're egoistic enough, rich, so much money and power, egoistic to do that. So there is a unity now, but I don't think it will last. And this is not a solution. Maybe there are some radical changes need to be happen either for the coach or for the players. But if it is for the coach to be changed, I think it will be like Manchester United, not accepting all the allegations against top players. It can be true, but not just saying that it definitely is. But even if it isn't, if the player says, "Oh, if I don't work hard, only person in trouble is the manager," any human being, you get lazy. If anyone feels like, oh, if things go wrong, no one cares about me, I will not get the heat. You get a bit lazy if the expectation is low from you. If the managers come and go just a lot of times with no power, you don't respond to that anymore. Even if you bring the best, if you bring Zidane back or top prime Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp or who of Alex Ferguson, whatever. But with this changing of managers, it never works because they never feel responsive to it. They never trust that. They don't even put the effort because, like, if you have that temporary teacher that comes in for 2 weeks in a school year, you don't think, oh, I should give it all to him. All I have, all the studies, all my talents, if he asks for it, because 2 weeks he's out. So yeah, this is the situation, and that's why I'm a little bit to whatever Alonso says. And the thing is that for Alonso, Liverpool really needs him, and they really want him, so that they're kind of on their knees wishing that he gets fired and they can get rid of Slot and get him. So don't think he will stay out of it. And the other thing is that Alonso has very good record in Leverkusen, but also he's a legend of Real Madrid. Like, if you treat him bad, you also treating your legend that put so much effort here bad. He's also a legend of Liverpool and Bayern Munich. Though there is no job for him for Bayern Munich because Vincent Kompany is doing great, but uh, like he's a legendary football player. Like and he had a very good manager, at least in one club. Some of them go to the first club and they're horrible at it, like Gerrard, and they continue, or Lampard. Sorry, but they're not so good in it. But but if they managed one club, their first club super good, you would always think they can do it in the right club. And it's the situation for Alonso. Some teams are dealing with these things, like United, with power play in players, because it's constant changes for the managers and constant changes in the high bureaucracy, and they're not very good at their job and they just don't know what they're doing, so the players get too much power and too much say. And yeah, it is a problem. I even think in Liverpool that's also a little bit of a problem, because I don't know, maybe that's problem coming from that, but it can be because I still don't forget how Salah was so disrespectful to Kulub the moment they said he's out. So there was like, he was like, yeah, you doesn't matter, you don't matter. I don't know, but you can see the difference why Bayern Munich or Paris Saint Germain is getting the result. Paris Saint Germain got rid of the stars, the top stars they were bringing in, the big names that they are too egoistic, and brought the team for Luis Enrique, who believed in Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is one of the best managers in the 21st century. If you're disagreeing with this, you're wrong. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. But you understand it. He brought some of these players like Dembele were rejects, and he did amazing with them. And Bayern Munich, Vincent Kompany, again, some players out. The players that remained, he know Vincent Kompany. If you see the training clip, he knows how to shout. He knows how to bring them down and make them humble and like deal with them. And that's maybe their success. Pep Guardiola same, Arteta same. Trust and giving them the chance and giving them the power works. So yeah, that's about that. And let's see what will happen with Real Madrid. But I think the unity that they have now, that Valverde talk about, is very, very, very fragile. Um, there is a news from Cope that Rodrigo, Endrick, and Mendy will be out. Like it is decided by the high managers that they get rid of them, while Vinny Valverde, of course, Bellingham, if he is in that, and Brahim Diaz still stay, which I understand that they're more valuable players. Rodrigo didn't, but the thing is that Mendy, Hendrik didn't do Like, Rodrigo, you didn't score in 29 games. What are you complaining about? At least score one goal and then say, oh, give me more chance. Or I need something different. Brahim Diaz, like, any penny Real Madrid is paying you is a waste. Like, they brought Alex Arnold to have the strong right wing, and you're a waste there. You're completely waste there. Why should they give you? Why should you give in for your words like no one else but you? I would give that of him any day. Um, the right wing of Real Madrid is an issue I talked about before, but yeah. So we close the talk here and we talk about the games. I try to be quick, super quick, and let's see what happened yesterday and tomorrow, and we close the video. So Celtic won Feyenoord 3-1. Oeda scored for Feyenoord. I think it was a few games he wasn't scoring. He's the best scorer in Feyenoord, but Feyenoord is not doing very well. They lost 4-2 this weekend also. So they're horrible form. They lost the top to the Eindhoven, and now they're very behind and bad form, which you feel like maybe they never catch up, at least for now. And they're not doing very good in Europa League. It seems super good either, so they're not in a good position. Celtic won. Celtic has a good form. Also, Hart made a 1-1 draw, if I'm not wrong, with Aberdeen, so they are on the top. But Celtic has one game less. They were 8 points behind in this season, but one game less and 4 points behind. So if they win that, they can be only 1 point behind. They changed the manager, but it seems worked for them well. And Celtics can think of winning this league in Scotland. Lille won 4-0 against Zagreb. Good for them, good form. They are fighting for European competition in France League One. Aston Villa defeated their opponent 2-1. Malin scored 2 goals. The issue with him is that he is a very good player, very good striker, but he doesn't find the back of the net very easily. Sometimes he just have problems to score. He scored 2 goals. I hope he gets the good mentality. He's just back from injury a few weeks back, and he's doing rather good. But now that he has scored 2 goals, and I think one goal he almost scored but got deflected and counted as an own goal, if I remember right, or he counted as Malin goal. I don't remember that. But now maybe it gives him the good form he needs. Porto won 3-0 against Nice. Vega scored 2. Nice never does well in Europe. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe seemed to not be focused on Nice anymore and on the United. Rome 2-1. El Shaarawy scored. He had an assist on the weekend. Rome doing fantastically. Won here, top of the Serie A, pretty good. The team against them is Midtjylland, let's say from Denmark. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's call him Jonathan, if you know the joke. It was their first game that they lost. 4 games they won before. First game in European League they lost, and they lost the top to Lyon. But they are the second with 12 points. Bologna won 4-1 against Salzburg. Pretty good, 5th in the Serie A. Here they're doing well. Good for them. Stuttgart won 4-0. And they're also doing alright in Bundesliga. And here, Lyon 6-0 on the top. Tolisso had an hat-trick. They're not doing that well in League One, but they could do better, but it's definitely better than last season. Forest won 3-0 against Malmo from Sweden. This is the 5 game with no loss for Forest with Deutsch, and 3 wins in a row. Somehow the Forest situation became much better, I think. Just a decent manager to just, because they were good players. They were in Europe last season, and they just got rid of the coach because of some issues with the owner. But Ange really didn't work. But this, and they say Ange is a candidate for Liverpool fans. I think they would cry their eyes out if he will be selected. I would go to depression immediately. Betis defeated. I don't remember which team. I think it was Utrecht. I'm not pretty sure, but they won 2-1. Betis, Anthony made an assist. Pretty good. What else? Oh, with Forest, I had one joke I want to say. If the United Strand guy, the big hair guy, was a Forest fan, he would get 5 wins in a row faster than United. Yeah, I'm a United fan, by the way. In Conference League, Fiorentina lost again. They had 2 wins in this, and they were doing better. They have no win in Serie A, and they were doing better here. Of course, they changed their manager, but they lost here. Now 2 losses here as well, and bad all the way everywhere. They're horrible, Fiorentina, and they're in big trouble. Uh, Tough. Strasbourg against Palace 2-1. Mitchell scored for Palace. Strasbourg doing great in League One. Palace alrightish in Premier League. Games to watch if you're a fan of Champions League in Africa. The games are going on. You can watch those. Como in Serie A going against Sassuolo. Como 11 games unbeaten. They had a lot of draw in there. Yeah, they're 6 in the Serie A. That is not bad for Como. But 11 games unbeaten. Even if it's all draw, it's still good. I don't know. Sassuolo not doing so bad themselves in the middle of the table. Leipzig at the second place going against Gladbach. Leipzig, of course, second place. Good. Gladbach didn't have a win till 3 weeks ago of the calendar. I mean, not the calendar. I mean of the games week. They had 0 win in Bundesliga, and 3 games in Bundesliga in a row and 3 wins for them. So insanely good form, and they're I think still in the lower half, but in a good place now. And they're going against Leipzig. Maybe they win against Leipzig too. Who knows? F1 practices today, also the spring at, for me it will be 9 p.m. I'm definitely gonna watch it and enjoy it. And NFL last night, Lions against Packers. I watched this game. Packers won 31-24. I think they had better start, Packers, and better attack at the start, and better finish with the good defense. And in the middle, Lions did some stuff, and they became close to close the gap. I think to 3 points. They were 10-0 down, but it didn't work out for them. Unfortunately, they were from the same division, and now Packers strong second, while Lions sit in third, and strong second to Bears, who they have a game today against Eagles, top of their division, 1 game less than the Packers. Packers has 1 draw, and let's see if they win or they lose. What will happen here? Eagles also on the top, but with difference, 2 game difference, and 1 less game. Compared to Cowboys, they're sitting comfortable, I think. Even if they lose this game, still they're 2 ahead. So they're kind of comfortable. Cowboys against Chiefs, crazy game also here. 31-28 to Cowboys. Cowboys getting better situation in the wild card. They're very far from Eagle yet, and not many matches remain, but the biggest thing was Chiefs. They couldn't afford a loss, and they did. They're not. I don't think they're gone by the math of it, but they're gone for wild card chances. Even they're kind of gone. I think they don't reach playoffs, and it's massive for a team that was in so many Super Leagues in the last 5-6 years, and. But it happens to all of us, no? Yeah. But Chiefs seem to not go to playoff. I don't know, maybe they do, but even if it is a mission impossible now. It is a miracle now. And Bengals defeated Ravens in the morning for me, 32-14. Insane shock for me. I didn't expect it. I thought Ravens just got the top from the Steelers last week, and I was thinking they're gonna have it. That's over. I'm a Steelers fan as well, so I was thinking this is over. Maybe it's not. Maybe we're still hanging there. That's the Pittsburgh spirit. Just each win is a parade. Your dream of a parade. And maybe we get to playoff on the top. Still, Ravens had a great form. I think 6 wins in a row, and they had a loss, while the Steelers is like shaking. But let's see what will happen. They have Steelers have game on Sunday. Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and write a comment. And hopefully I see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.